Hello and welcome to another live stream with myself, Shamila, uh, otherwise known as FPL Two Guys One Cup.
No, the reason I'm laughing so much is because we've basically sat here for 5 minutes with the cameras all off.
Oh,
Whilst the
really?
music, obviously whilst the music's all going for everyone. So I hadn't seen you for 5 minutes, and it's just.
Well, look,
um,
I
I'm
must put it
I'm
out there
I'm
first. Go
Rob,
on.
or otherwise known as FPL Panda, by the
Right, so
way.
so so let me just explain myself for a bit first. So I've been in a Eurovision party tonight, and I was assigned Netherlands as a country. I had nothing to wear to represent Netherlands, and I thought, okay, what does Netherlands have, or what does Netherlands do? And I thought, they've got a red light district. I could dress up as a woman, as a red light girl. So I'll dress up as a red light girl. So I'm here with my red lights here, right? My Christmas fairy lights. And my lovely, there you go, lovely bra there. And I said to Rob, oh well, I'm dressing up tonight. He's like, oh, why don't you do it on stream? It'll be a laugh. I was like, all right, fine, I'm up for a laugh. I don't mind. Okay, why not? I'll do it. So anyway,
Well,
here we are talking
this
about FPL.
this is different.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to keep a straight face the whole night? After about 10 minutes, I'll take the wig off.
Oh, I don't know. Like after this week, we've recorded 7 podcasts this week,
Yeah.
and yeah, like the enthusiasm for FPL, I think after Gameweek 37 was, and well, 30, 35, 36, 37, it's just been a bit of a car crash the last 3 or 4 game weeks, and the enthusiasm for tomorrow was probably at a bit of a low, but
Yeah.
this is it's perked
Is this
me
giving
up.
you this? Is it my boobies? Is it my boobies turning
It's,
you on, mate?
yeah, it's perking me up for the final game week of the season. Let's get it out the way, and then we can look forward to a break for a day
Before we
before
start podding again for the
before we
Euros.
start podding again. Although I think we're recording tomorrow night with someone, but I
We are.
can't remember who. Um, Not tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night we are recording with
No.
someone.
Are we recording tomorrow night? I thought it was Monday night.
We've got one tomorrow. We've got one Monday. I think we're
Oh
off.
shit.
I think we've got 3 on Tuesday. Then we haven't got any on Wednesday because I'm in the pub all night watching United.
Yeah.
And then it's Wednesday. The pods all start rolling out, and yeah, it's
So busy summer
crazy.
for us.
Yeah, yeah, nice quiet one.
Well, look,
Yeah,
so we're going to talk about Gameweek 38 tonight, aren't we? So, mainly, I guess, the last 5v5 of the season, and we'll look at differentials for 38. We'll look at what to do if you're behind, ahead, etc. We've got Rohan in the chat goes, seems I entered the FBL drag queen instead of the FBL happy hour. Can you guys show me the right way, lads?
it's that way.
That
Or
way.
is it that
That way.
way?
I don't
Out
know.
that
Which
door.
way is it? So yeah. Then we'll look at I guess different scenarios. If you're ahead of mini leagues, if you're behind mini leagues, what kind of picks to go for? And yeah, I guess that's pretty much what we'll do tonight. Right,
Yeah,
Rob?
yeah, yeah. That's what that's what we're gonna do, and try and keep not
Calmness.
serious. We're never serious about it, but
No.
try and keep
What?
calm.
Fucking hell! Look at what I'm wearing. Are we serious, mate? I'm not being funny, but are we serious?
Right.
We're not.
Anyway, what are we doing first?
Let's look at game week 37.
Let's have. Well, I haven't got the results
Have,
for that.
did you not bring up this? Have
I
you
did.
not got the
Well, I didn't
screenshots?
think we were going to talk about 37 that much, so
All right,
we'll
okay.
just go
Let
through it.
let.
Like we'll go through it briefly. Let me bring it up.
Well, we don't need to. We can just talk about where we're at the moment.
Well, let's talk about 37 because it happened, and we haven't spoken about previous results. So we had United Fulham 1-1. Personally, I think the first half from United was one of the best performances I've seen them in a first half this season. probably because there was fans in the stadium. But yeah, disappointing second half from them. Um, yeah, Bruno fortunate to get the assist with the back heel, or it was probably the lace of his boot that might have caught it. I don't know. Um, another return from Cavani. He seems to return when he starts, or he seems to return whenever he's on the pitch.
Yeah.
Um, I'm looking forward to maybe him getting some fitness and be like coming into the side fully fit next season, and a more normal season with the games sort of once a week. Him being able to play a big part, unless we see the shock move of Harry Kane going to Old Trafford, but I can't see that
Do you
happening.
think that's going to happen? I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I think the number one target for United this summer is Jadon Sancho to play out on the right wing. I think Cavani getting that new contract, I think that kind of says um, obviously they'd be interested in Kane, but it's kind of saying we're not getting Harry Kane. Um, I could I could see Kane or Haaland at City, not both. That'd be horrible. Imagine that. But yeah, one of them is going to be at City next season. Um, I've got a feeling it would be Kane going to Man City, and Haaland will end up at PSG or something. Um, that's what I've got a feeling. PSG would be scary with that front three. Anyway, back to
Just to
FPL.
interrupt you, just quickly, I just had a thought. The people that are just joining in the chat now and didn't hear our introduction as to why I'm wearing a bra and all this stuff, they're going to be thinking, "What the fuck is going on?"
This is how he dresses for live streams.
It's a Eurovision thing, FYI. Um, right, go on, and then we've
So
got a question in
yeah,
the chat afterwards.
next up we had Southampton Leeds. It was a good dominating performance by Leeds, who seem to be even better in these last few weeks than I mean they've been great all season, but they seem really solid at the back in the last few weeks. Brighton City, a shock result, but I think the game changed massively with the sending off in that game. Chelsea Leicester, the 2-1. Um, I think it was deserved for Chelsea. Leicester didn't really turn up um, and struggled. Maybe struggled because of um, the home crowd for Chelsea, who were really up for it. I mean, it was a do or die kind of game for both sides. But yeah, I don't know. I still think Leicester are gonna beat Spurs tomorrow, but I'm not. I'm not sure they're going to do enough to get Champions League football, which is a shame. They've been one of the, they've been there. I think I was
Been
having
in
a
the
look at
top four the longest time, haven't they?
yeah, and I've looked at the form from the last 6 games. They're like still the second or third most informed team. It's just that
Yeah,
one
it's really
loss.
unlucky.
I think out of the last six, they've won five, lost one. Um, and everyone thought, oh, they'll drop off towards the end of the season. Um, but yeah, Ian Atro's come in, and I think his form has kind of spurred them on a bit, especially since when Harvey Barnes got injured. Um, Everton Wolves. Uh, I didn't watch that game, so I haven't got much to say about it. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
No. Okay, we'll skip over that. Newcastle Sheffield United. Um,
I watched that one.
yeah, Joseph Willock. That's all I can
Yeah,
say.
you had him in your team, didn't you?
Yeah, that was my transfer last week. Was Jota to Willock. Um, so yeah, it's given me a bit of money to play with this week as well, which is nice. But yeah, it was a nice move to make him. Yeah, when he scored, I think I messaged you just like, well, look, because it was the first time in ages I've made a transfer and
They
return, and
returned.
and it was a different, and it's a big differential as well. So yeah, I was happy with that. Spurs Villa, another disappointing Spurs performance. I can't see them doing well at all tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if they even pick up a point at Leicester. Um, I think there's just a lot going on in that dressing room. I think a lot going on in the background. which is, I mean, a lot of people have discussed it within the FPL community, and yeah, I think the sooner this season's over for Spurs, the better, because it's been horrible for them. Um,
I'm gonna take my bra off because it fucking hurts.
you're gonna take your bra off. Do we?
Yeah,
Is this the?
I'm
We have
gonna.
to send people to the like
My
subscribe
headphones,
now, and
my
you get to
headphones came
see.
out, so I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said subscribe now, and you get to see the rest of the video of Sham's bra off. um, Palace Arsenal. Benteke picking up another return, but in the end, Arsenal got the job done. Keeps them in contention for Europe. Whether they get there or not is now a matter. Liverpool, very professional. I think Liverpool have really impressed in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They're starting to look back to not. They're not a. I wouldn't say they're a league-winning side still. I think they're still a way off getting back to that standard. But I think if 6 weeks ago that Liverpool fan was offered, um, told, look, you're still going to be in the Champions League next year, they'd they'd take that. I think it's a good end to the season for them. Just disappointing
Yeah,
for the rest of it.
if they can get Champions League as well, especially.
Yeah, I mean they should beat Palace tomorrow, um, and I think it for if they beat Palace 1-0, I think Leicester have to beat Spurs by four or
Right.
maybe
Okay.
five, and I can't see that happening. Um, yeah, so I think yeah Liverpool are going to get Champions League. Then West Brom, West Ham, which you were a little bit happy
Yeah,
about.
that was first half. We didn't play great, and then obviously Declan missed a penalty in the first. Well, we got a penalty in the first minute, didn't we?
Hmm.
Um, and then after we missed a penalty, it was all West Brom mainly for a lot of the time. And then we turned it on a lot in the second half, and I think on balance we deserved the victory. Um, but yeah, that was a big result for us because it means we only need a point tomorrow at Southampton.
Cool.
So yeah, and then we're guaranteed Europa. I mean, that's guaranteed us European football, so we'll definitely finish at least seventh, no matter what. Um, but yeah, I think pretty much no matter what.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, there was a there was a debate that I saw on Twitter earlier, like the pros and cons of the UEFA Conference League,
Yeah, it's interesting. Go on then. What did you see?
and the difference between seventh and eighth. And so I mean, I had a little look into it. So the prize money difference between seventh and eighth is 5 million quid.
Okay.
So it's not for big clubs. It's not that much really in the scheme of things. Um, but then the difference between the Europa League prize money for getting into the group stage is I think it's like 2.5 million quid. But
Okay.
compare that to about 10 million for the Champions League.
Okay.
So they haven't announced the Conference League getting into the group stage, but the Conference League qualifiers from England will have to play in the final playoff round before going to the
Yep.
group stage.
Yep. The fourth
And
player. Yeah.
the first leg of that playoff round is between game week 1 and game week 2 next season.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and you could potentially be looking at a draw in the first leg in the arse end of nowhere. I described it as the outer rim of Europe. Um,
Yeah.
and like you've played your first game of the season, then you've got this draw against someone off in the middle of nowhere, was 8 mile flight away or something, 8 miles, 8 hour flight away or something, and then you've got to come back and play your game week 2 fixture. I'm not sure that's appealing to most, but then there was someone that said that yeah, but there's the potential prize money, and then if you win that, then there's like the step into the Europa League. It's like no, if the clubs that at that level, they'll be wanting to push for the Europa League in through the league next year. And it was just a bit of a
I
discussion
think it's
about
a
it.
lot for
I mean,
fans, especially for I guess not so much for Tottenham fans or Arsenal fans, but more for Everton fans and West Ham fans, as you know, Leeds fans, for example. That's where the Europa Conference is good. Like, I would be
is it?
happy as a well. So I would be personally happy if we got Europa Conference versus not. Yeah.
Mm.
So if we finish, I would prefer to finish seventh and get Europa Conference in eighth. And the main reason for that is that we get to experience European football. We haven't experienced European football for at least 4 or 5 seasons when we got knocked out in the first round twice, year after year, against Astra Gugu, fucking or whatever they're fucking called, Astra Garugu or whatever. We got knocked out by the same fucking side, like 2 seasons in a fucking row, and that was so annoying. Um, and we never got to kind of the group stages of that. And I've already said to like Suj from Planet FPL, we're going to Europe. Like I messaged him the other day. I was like, "Get your passport ready. We're going." He's like, "Yep, I'm on it." If I can get tickets for every European game, I will go. Whatever, even if it's in fucking. And I said to him in the message, "Get ready. We're going to Azerbaijan." Like, like if I get tickets for Azerbaijan, I will go because it's experiencing following my side in Europe, which
Yeah.
I've never done before, right?
Um,
So yeah,
cool.
for me as a West Ham fan, I think I would prefer it than not.
Okay. So
Right.
I mean, I'm interested. It's interesting to yeah to know because yeah, people are obviously they have their different views of it and everything. Anyway, on to
How did you do FPL wise anyway?
it's not. It wasn't that bad. Nat Phillips did a job for
I'm
me.
I'm just gonna smoke on the stream because I'm drunk. So
Yeah, Nat Phillips with his 13 points. I had Dina for an 8 pointer. I had Willock for 11 points. Lingard with his late assist, um, getting 7 points. Bruno with the dodgy assist, getting me 8 points as his captain. Did have Rudiger on the bench as my third bench, which um, yeah was disappointing. But you can't predict that a centre half's going to score against
yeah,
Leicester, can you?
yeah.
Um, so not a bad week. Went from 120k to 109k. So I think now the target for this week is like get that top 100k. Like just get a
You don't care about beating me.
no. Now it's just actually I do. Um, but it's get that top 100k because the fact that 4 game weeks ago was at 60k and it's just gone a bit wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just
Are you behind in any mini leagues at all that you can get some money in or anything?
I think I can there's one mini league I can get a fifth place. I think I'm about a point behind fifth, and there's a payout for that. But nothing else. I won. So in my mini league, I won
For
the
the Champions
Champions
League.
League.
Nice.
Um,
What did that pay out?
so that was 125 quid.
Nice. Well done.
For that. So yeah, uh, my opponent had Nat Phillips as first bench,
Ouch.
but she was a Liverpool fan, so she didn't care.
Yeah.
She was just happy that they'd scored and won the game. But yeah, that was what turned it was Nat Phillips. I think I was 3 or 4 points behind until that moment, and
Yeah.
then I was sweating on. She had captain Salah, and I was sweating on if he returned. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it. And then Lingard went and got the assist, and it just kind of made it.
Demented it anyway.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So that's how I did. How did you do?
So I got 58. And now I'm 6 points ahead of you going into the last week, which is tight. Got a couple of mini leagues where I'm can get quite a good amount of money. Um, for I'm 20 points behind one and 25 points behind in another. So that's kind of swaying me to what to do because the sensible, safe captain really is Salah. But I'm thinking, do I bring in DCL to Bamford? And I guess we'll get more into it as the stream goes on. But that's an option is to go DCL Bamford and Captain Bamford and try and go differential a little bit. So yeah, overall not a bad week. 58 points. We've got a question on the chat, so if you guys have got any questions, pop them in, and as soon as we get a spare moment, we'll answer them. So, FPL Penguin says my differential captain pick for this week is Mane. I agree. I think that's a good pick. I don't think that's a bad
Yeah,
pick.
I think we'll probably talk about Sadio Mane in a bit.
And then we've got one from Donna, who says, can't decide between Wood or Nacho. Also, still undecided on Mane. Any thoughts? I think Mane is a really good pick. I want Mane a lot, but I can only get to him with a -8 because I've already got 3 Liverpool. So the only way I can get to Mane is taking out Bruno and taking out Nat Phillips. And obviously, I want Bamford anyway, so that would be a -8, and I don't think it's worth it really.
Do it.
So no, it's
Or
not
you don't
worth
want to.
it.
Oh, you don't want to go fucking gung ho now.
It's not worth it though. Do you reckon
No,
it's worth it?
no, there's no value in it at all.
Not for a single not for a single game week. I
No,
don't think
no,
double
no.
game week different, but taking out Phillips and bringing in Mane, I don't think for a -4 that's really worth it. Nach can't decide between Wood or Nacho. That's a tough one. I don't know. I think that
I think
Dyche
that's
was talking about a lot of rotation, wasn't he? So I
yeah.
don't even know if Wood starts really.
Would he
To be honest with you,
maybe start Vidra and Rodriguez?
yeah,
Um,
that's very likely. I think I prefer Nacho there.
yeah, I think he's guaranteed to start. He's on form, and there's that shaky Spurs defence. Like I cannot see Spurs keeping a clean sheet tomorrow,
Yeah,
and
neither can I.
at the moment the form says that if Leicester score, Nacho's somewhere a part of it.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, I mean that's how. Yeah, that's my thinking. If you have a quick look at
38.
38 and how we're lined up.
Have
So
you got
quickly,
a picture of our teams?
your teams. So there's your one at the moment.
Cool. So at the moment it's on Captain Salah, but I'm looking at doing DCL to Bamford captain. What would you do? So I'm 20 points behind, mate, in a mini league. He's got the majority of the players that I have. He doesn't have Rafinha or Dallas, so he's got no leads. But I know that he's doing DCL to Bamford because he's already told me. And he's going to be captain in Salah. And he's taking a -4 as well. I think he's bringing in Rafinha from -4 for Zaha. So he's going to be on a -4. So it's going to be like, what, 16 points behind?
I'd probably
Um,
DCL to
he's got
Bamford is a
he's
given. I
got
think.
TAA, he's got Phillips, he's got Lingard, he will have Rafinha, he'll have Bamford, he'll have Antonio, and he won't have Kane. So we haven't got many. There's only kind of like 3, 4 players that we don't have that will be different. So would you captain Bamford even though he's got Bamford?
Ooh.
Like 16 points I need to catch up with him basically.
Would I? I mean, with Bamford and the way the things that I've read from Leeds supporters this week is Bamford won't play 90. Um, it's very likely that with 20 minutes or half an hour to go, Pablo Hernandez will come
Will
on
come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because he's
But
obviously
he doesn't
retiring.
play up front though, does he? Hernandez?
I think he does, or he
He's
will.
he's a 10. I think he's a 10, isn't he?
Yeah, so he'll probably still come on for Bamford though.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's Rodrigo as well. So,
But
and well, I
last
mean,
week they
at
played
the moment,
Rodrigo and Bamford.
yeah. So it's interesting. But I wouldn't I don't think I'd captain a Leeds player. Because of that reason. Well, I wouldn't captain Bamford. Because there's that risk. Um,
Rohan says, "Can't you go Bruno to Mane?" I really do want to go Bruno to Mane, but I've already got 3 Liverpool, so I can't.
hmm.
Sorry, gone.
So yeah, I think having Bamford is okay, but I don't think I'd captain him.
So who would you captain then? Just go with Salah?
Or Trent.
No, I don't want to captain Trent because I think Palace could score.
So
Rafinha?
Rafinha maybe. Yeah, West Brom. Like we had a look a while ago about their defending from set pieces. I haven't had a look recently, but I remember us talking quite extensively about West Brom conceding from set pieces, and we know that Rafinha takes a lot of the set pieces.
Mm.
So it could be. It's a bit punty, but it could work out. I mean,
Because if I go Salah captain, I can't really make up 16 points if from like three players can I really difference.
yeah, yeah. It would be tricky.
Mendy, Mendy, Dallas, Kane are the differentials really.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Or you just go with Antonio and just cap him.
No, that's too many eggs in one
Southampton.
basket. I'm already doing West Ham in that Talk Sport
Oh right.
last man standing thing. Yeah, for those that don't know, basically, I put a tweet out the other day. So I'm in a Talksport last man standing thing with my dad, where you basically pick one team to win every week, and we're in the last 28 to win like 28 grand or something like that, 21 grand. I can't remember exactly, but it's over 20 grand. And basically, we need to pick one team to win this weekend, and if we pick a team to win, then we get a share of that money, depending on how many players are left. So if
So
it's
you've only got
so it's a minimum of 600 quid or whatever,
yeah.
but can only choose the best teams that we've got to choose are West Ham at home to Southampton or Chelsea away to Villa. I think we're like 60% at the moment on West Ham.
His
So that's like all my eggs in one basket.
question from Bear Bear. Hi, do you think Greenwood starts for United or will he be saved for Europa? Would get Willock for him, but want to do Bruno to Salah / Mane and Watkins to Antonio as I'm chasing, so it would be a -8 for Greenwood. I wouldn't take a hit for Greenwood. I think the United front three could be um, Diallo, James, and I think it could be I think it'll be one of the kids, and then whoever it is that starts up top comes off for Martial because he's back in training.
So do you think Greenwood doesn't play then?
I
Because he's
think
saying,
I think he's either benched or isn't in the squad at all. I
so
don't
then
think he
he's saying,
starts. I
but he's
don't. I wouldn't.
asking, would you take him out for, so you wouldn't take him out for a hit?
Oh, would you get Willock for him? Yes, I'd get Willock for him. Would I do it for a hit? I think
Would get Willock for him.
I probably would. You just. I think I'd. Oh, that's a tough one. I think, yeah, I'd want Willock in instead of Greenwood because he's going to outscore him.
Minus,
I
is it
think.
-8 though? So it would get Willock for him, but would
Would
want
you
to do Bruno
scrap?
to Salah and Watkins to Antonio.
Would you
So
scrap the
essentially, it's a
Watkins?
-8. It's a -8 for Willock. You're getting Willock, Mane or Salah and Antonio, and you're taking out
Greenwood, Bruno, and
Watkins.
Watkins.
I think that's worth it for a -8 for Salah. For Salah,
I mean,
Antonio, and Willock. Yeah, I think that's not bad.
Bear, if you let us know how far you are behind, that I think that would affect my
Yeah,
thoughts as well.
behind or in front. Yeah, on
I,
mini
th-
leagues. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
if
that's
you're a
not.
long way behind, then yeah, go for the gamble. But if it's like a point or two, I yeah, I might not. I don't know. Donna, for Mane, we'll have to take out Morris or Greenwood, who both or might not play. True. True.
I think this weekend's going to be a lot about. Well, tomorrow's going to be a lot about like team news, seeing what the team news is going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Making sure that we're seeing valid team news in terms of looking for the amount of followers. There's going to be fucking shitloads of leaks that are going to be out
yeah.
there
The
from fake accounts, but it's really important that
I
you
think
look for valid team news.
my thoughts are with the team news is if you see anything from a source from Liverpool, Chelsea, or Leicester, potentially ignore it, because I think those that have the valid team news will not share it because
That's true.
it's a huge game for them.
Yeah, that's a good
And
point.
we've had I know Sam Martin, I think yesterday he said, "Don't come looking for team news off me because I'm not going to give it until like they've given it at the at the ground."
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
because it is a big game. They don't want um, the teams they're facing to gain an advantage because yeah they need to do everything they can to win, which is understandable. But places like United, recently we've had a couple of good sources. I can't remember who they were, but
If you're getting it from journos and they're like got the tick on Twitter or they've got like 50, 60,000 followers, whatever, generally
yeah,
it's
I think
reliable.
there was someone that leaked the United lineup for the Leicester game in the triple game week last week or whenever it was, and I think he had 10 out of 11 right. And yeah, I need to dig out who it was because I think I gave it a retweet because it was that good. Like it was pretty accurate, and I just RT'd it just to kind of bookmark it for myself. Um, yeah, no, I mean that's the one lineup that I'm looking out for. I want to know whether Bruno's in the squad because that's what is determining what my move is this week. Because
So yeah, what are you thinking for your moves then?
so I'll only be using one move, and it will either be DCL to Antonio, or it will be Bruno to Mane.
I like the Bruno to Mane move a lot.
I did toy with the idea of doing um, Bruno to uh, Aubameyang as a little punt for the final game week, but I don't want to end the season how I started the season, having Aubameyang in my team and him not doing anything. So I quickly binned that thought.
Bear said that he's 41 points behind in his mini league. Um,
Chose Harrison over
yes,
Willock last game week. Yeah, I think you have to take that -8 then, don't you? To really gamble on it.
I
Um,
prefer Rafinha over Willock, to be honest.
hmm. Well,
Do you prefer
if
Rafinha?
he's already got Harrison,
I would double up. I'd just go all
um,
in. I'd
so
go
this
like
is
I would
this
go
is
Rafinha. Like I'd just
well,
go all in.
we had this discussion in midweek when I was going. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of doing Jota to. I'm probably going to do Jota to someone, and you suggested Harrison, and I said, "Oh, I've already got Rafinha."
yeah.
And
I'd
you
just go all
suggested
in.
the double up, and I went, "No, I'm going to go Willock instead
Yeah.
because I fancy that," and it worked out. But I think,
But then Harrison might perform this weekend, and Willock might get a blank, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a tricky one, but yeah, that's the two moves that I'm going to make. I don't think I'll make both. I haven't got to chase any mini leagues. I've just got to,
Try and get in the top 100k, right?
yeah, yeah. So I think
And get
by
6 points on me.
by not taking that -4, that probably puts me in the top 100k.
Yeah.
So then it's just about keeping in there. So captaining Salah, playing that safe, and just generally playing a bit safer. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I think
A question for you: do you prefer Rudiger or Nat Phillips this weekend?
Phillips.
Yeah,
Yeah, Phillips. I think.
because Rudiger's on my bench at the moment.
Yeah, I think Villa at home, so in front of a home crowd. You'll have Grealish starting. I think. He's the reason he's playing like the minutes he is. He's obviously still injured because he came off um, the other night and it was like straight ice pack um, on his leg, and so he's obviously still playing through the injury, but he's trying to prove his fitness to get in the England squad.
Yeah,
So I can see Grealish starting again, probably playing like an hour again. It's like for Villa, it's a nothing game. Um, but for him, it's important for him to get in there. And I think with him on the pitch, they can cause Chelsea some problems.
should we
Um,
do our 5v5?
yeah, while you get yourself ready, Bear, can't bro. I got Dallas and Bamford. Decided Harrison as was chasing over Raf. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, that was the conundrum I had 3 game weeks ago. It was Rafinha or Harrison. I almost went with Harrison. I went with Rafinha, and Harrison. Then I think it was 2 goals, 2 assists. It was like absolute, or a goal and 3 assists, like absolutely hauled, which was annoying. So right, yeah, the 5v5, the
So
final game week.
So yeah, we didn't do one for Game Week 37, but for 36. So I was 9-8 up, and I won 22 points to 21. So I'm now 10-8 up. So I've won the season. So is that now a point you owe me, or can I now say that you owe me a point rather than me owing you all these points?
You owe me less points.
I owe you less points. Okay.
um, well, I think you've done me there because it was you that suggested not streaming between 36 and 37, and because we were recording, and I think you've just I didn't even think about it, but you've just done me because I haven't even didn't even have the opportunity to try and claw it back in 37.
Okay, all right. You know what I'll do because I love you, Rob. I'll give you that game week, right? So I'll say, right, it's
Oh, so
ten
it's
eight.
10-9
So
then.
it's 10-8, and then you've won 37.
Okay, so it's
So it's
10-9.
10-9.
So I need
Okay?
this game week to
Yeah, to,
to
to
tie it.
level.
Okay,
Right.
we'll
So
go with
I'll
that.
give it to you because I love you that much.
Cool.
Okay? So for those of you that don't know, we do a 5v5 every week. Rob's got a planner. He picks five players from that planner, and I pick five players. We can choose two at any percent. One must be under 20, one under 10, one under 5, and it's a maximum of one player from each team. One goalie, one defender, two midfielders, and one attacker. So right, so this is if I win this week, I win. If you win, it's a draw. Yeah. Right, I need
Yes.
to get a coin. Where is a
God, you
coin?
said you were fucking ready, and
I've
you're
got a
not
coin.
ready.
Yeah, I've got a coin.
It's
I've
not
got it. I've
ready.
got it. I've got it. It's here. I've got it. Right, heads or tails?
Tails.
It's heads.
Oh,
It's heads. Salah.
you're going Salah. Cool. 6, 7 point. Oh. Bamford, 44% owned at home to West Brom.
Okay. I will go for. Uh,
Oh, come on, you've had all week to do this.
Antonio.
Antonio, Mane,
What's
7.1%
Antonio's
owned.
percentage? Or can you tell me what the percentages are, please?
Antonio is 10.1.
Okay. I will go with Rafinha, which is what percent?
Rafinha is 8.7%. Fucking hell. 4.9. Do we want that? Done forward. I've got Mane, haven't I? Soufal seems to pop up every week. He's been one of the
Yeah,
most
he
consistent.
does.
It's because he has been one of the most consistent point scorers for the season.
Yeah. I'll go for Tierney. What percent?
Tierney, oh god, he might not even be in my list if he hasn't played
Less than
enough minutes.
5%. It'll be less than 5%, isn't he?
4.1.
Cool.
Who have I just gone for? I've gone Seafouse. I've covered West Ham. I've covered Leeds. I've covered Liverpool. Aubameyang.
Okay, so I need a goalie now. Who should I go for? Edison. What percent?
Edison is 9.3.
Cool.
So I need an under 5%, I think. Yeah, Seafouse 8.5. Mane 7.1. Aubameyang 7. Jesus.
So you need a
Bamford's 4.
under 5%.
I need an under 5%. So the highest projected points is Areola at 4.7% ownership. After that, it was Johnston.
So you've got Areola, Sufal, Mane, Aubameyang, and Bamford. I have Edison, Tierney, Antonio, Rafinha, and Salah. Tight one.
Bennett Bluey, Digne to Robbo and Watkins to Bamford for a -4, or Digne to Robbo and Holding to Dallas for a -4 and play Greenwood.
Digne to Robbo and Watkins to Bamford for a -4, or Digne to Robbo and Holding to Dallas.
I prefer option 1, Digne to Robbo and Watkins to Bamford for the -4 and not having
It's
to
a
play
tough
for
one. I
Greenwood.
really like Dallas. Then you have to play Greenwood. I think it really depends on the team news. If
I
Greenwood
think,
starts,
yeah,
then I think option 2 is better.
if we get that information that and we get some form of leak of the United lineup, then if it becomes apparent that Greenwood's going to start, then the second option. But I am not confident in him starting tomorrow. I think there'll be wholesale changes for United. I think the only two that I think it'll be one of Henderson or De Gea. It'll be whoever doesn't start on Wednesday will play in goal. It'll be Tellez, Brandon Williams, Axel Zanzibi, and Eric Bailly. Mata will play. Dan James will play. Diallo will play. Van der Beek. It'll basically be almost the same lineup as the Leicester game, potentially.
Yeah.
But then I do think that some players will get a run out. It's whether Greenwood's one of those players that gets a run out. Again, like the Leicester game, where Rashford, Bruno, and Pogba all came on. It's whether they get a run out. I doubt like Rashford or Pogba will get a run out, but Bruno might. Donna, do you think there will be goals Leicester v Spurs? Got a feeling it might be a bit meh. I think it's an interesting one. I think if Spurs score first, I think there's going to be goals because Leicester will throw the kitchen sink at them.
I think it'll be 2-1 Leicester.
Yeah, I can't see Spurs not conceding, but then I can't see them not scoring either. So 2-1 I think would be a fair prediction for that game. I can't see it being. yeah, I can't see it being 5-0 to Leicester, which is probably the result that they might need. Um, Bennett Bluey, cheers lads, could also do all these moves for a -8. Ooh, so include so basically you do Digne to Robbo, Watkins to Bamford, and Holding to Dallas for a -8. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Um, I do like that.
But I think it also depends where you're at in mid leagues, etc. If you're chasing.
Yeah, it's punty. I like it. I think the big one is Holding to Dallas. Oh no, Holding probably won't start for Arsenal, will he?
No, he will.
He will start.
He will.
Um, it's yeah. Do you think Dallas will outscore Holding? So he probably needs a attack and return if
Mm.
Arsenal don't. If Arsenal keep a clean sheet. Um, yeah, I think it's whether you think that Dallas gets an attack and return, but it's against West Brom probably. Like he might do. They've been fairly like Leeds been we mentioned earlier been impressive. They've kind of been unshackled a bit more. Like Bielsa's almost like said to them like go out and have fun, like because you got nothing to play for. You're not getting relegated. We're not gonna get a European spot, so let's just have fun.
So
Um,
from the matches this weekend, are there any punts that you think are worth a -4? So from these matches where you think there's going to be a lot of goals and where you wouldn't mind a -4, because I think a lot of people that's what people are considering
I think
where the -4s sit.
I think Mane. I think although he hasn't shown the form, there's that explosiveness there. The same with Aubameyang. I think Mane and Aubameyang are kind of on that same level, but Mane maybe slightly ahead because he's in the better team.
Yeah,
Um, other than that, I don't think I'd want to like if I didn't have to, I wouldn't want to touch Villa, Chelsea, Leicester, Spurs, um, West Ham, Southampton, City, like any of the games where there's um, something on the line against a better team. Um, yeah, I don't think I'd want to touch those games. But West Ham against Southampton are a good one to target. But a lot of people have got Antonio, Lingard now, and I think they're. Would you agree that they're the two that you kind of want?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't mind Cresswell either, but I think we'll concede. So I think you're getting him just purely for attacking reasons, and I therefore prefer Dallas if you can get Dallas instead.
yeah, Leeds, Newcastle. I think if you haven't got a Newcastle asset, I don't think it's the time to bring one in.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's kind of missed the boat with the two good home games or three good home games in the last four that they've had. I think they were the ones that you needed the assets. If you've got like the likes of Willock or I'm not sure if people still like got St. Maximin, then yeah, obviously start them against Fulham. But I don't think I wouldn't be going out my way to get them in. Um, but then we've seen a few people this evening in the chat go like with the combinations of transfers and including Willock in there. And I'm guessing like from the look of the combinations, it's just that bit of value that he's got that frees up some funds to spend elsewhere. Um, yeah, Bennett Bluey might punt on it as an Arsenal fan. Don't see us keeping a clean sheet. Um, yeah, I'm. It's a tricky game week
It is.
um, because I think the game weeks when like game week 38s in the past, there's been a lot on the line at both ends of the table, But other than Leicester and Liverpool, really, there's not like a huge amount for some teams to play for. I mean, Spurs can still get Europe, like they can secure the Europa League. I think Arsenal have they have that outside chance of getting the Conference League.
I think that they'll finish in seventh. Can you imagine, like, finishing above Spurs after the season that they've had?
But yeah, it's a tricky one because of the way that the season's panned out, and there's nothing for anyone to play for.
Yeah.
It's I think it's one of those weeks there. Yeah, if you had Fulham or West Brom still there fighting with a couple of other teams at the bottom of the league, like we would 2 months ago, everyone was saying Fulham v Newcastle is going to be like the game of like the game of tomorrow. It'd be a straight shootout between the two of them for that last relegation spot, and then Fulham fell away completely. Newcastle's form has just been on an upward, on the up since. But that would have been a great game to maybe try and target a couple of players. But yeah, wasn't to be. So yeah, I mean that's why I'm only taking the one transfer really. I just don't fancy much else out there other than what I've got in my team. Like I don't fancy taking a hit for another gamble, which is probably the same sort of probability of what I'd be gambling on if I kept the player I've got, which is like for example Kane.
Yep. All right. Anything else to talk about for this game week?
No,
I think
I
that's pretty
think
much it, isn't it?
I think that is it. Obviously, you've got loads of content coming out. If you haven't seen the tweets, or well, you haven't seen the preview announcement with all like the thread with all the reps on it, then you've
Then where
probably
have you been?
yeah. I think 300,000 people on Twitter have seen that tweet when I checked earlier. So or 250,000. So yeah, we've got loads of content. Yeah, from 9 a.m. Wednesday, we've got our first Euro 2020 preview premiering on both YouTube and on all your podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Apple. I noticed we're now on Apple and iTunes, Google Podcasts, etc. So yeah, that's with at Alexis is Ein, I
Yeah.
think it is. To talk about North Macedonia, which we recorded beginning of this week or last week. And yeah, definitely, even if you're not playing the Euros fantasy game, but are just interested in hearing about some of like the nations that are going into the Euros and the views from a fan of those nations, then yeah, definitely check them out and also check it out. Like I think it from what we've like the info that we've gained from the people we've recorded so far, it's that I think it's the E word. Like I personally like I'm not even like trying to boast
Biased.
or anything. I think that the content that we managed to get out of the people we've recorded so far, I think a lot of it is so important if you're playing a fantasy game and want to like you might have a mini league with the people from work or whatever, or with your friends, and you want to take it down, I think yeah, it's going to be the one-stop shop for it. So yeah, keep an eye out for that on Wednesday. They're going to be 2 a day for the next 2 weeks before we crack on with like a live stream every 2 days.
Nice. Right. Good luck, guys, for Game Week 38. I hope you guys secure your mini leagues, and that I secure my victory over Panda this week by 6 points. Right. We will chat to you soon over the summer. We're doing loads of stuff over the summer, so this is not the end for the summer for us. I think we're going to be doing more content over the summer than we have been during the FPL season, to be honest with you. So yeah, we will chat to you soon. Have a great game week.
I think.
Bye bye.
Oh,
Oh,
I
sorry,
think
go on.
I was just
Go
going to
on,
say. I think the next time we
Rob.
live stream or record will be the night before. I think there'll be a pod on the Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday before the Euro start, and then there'll be a live stream the night before where we'd have our confirmed
But there'll be
questions.
pods out every day with
Yeah.
the other teams, right? Yeah. So
Cool.
perfect. All right, guys. Have a great game week. Take care.
Cheers, guys.